Okay, so let's have a look at idiots cancelling To Kill a Mockingbird. Oh, fuck you, tell it.
Dear Lord.
We talked about this.
Ah!
Oh,
Cap,
God.
why?
I found it on poll.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
mean,
I'm not going to
has
put that
anybody
on.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
anyone asked-
you don't need to.
has anyone asked Richard Spencer's opinion on this?
He's probably in favour of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was I saying? You know,
Yeah.
if you're
Regular
ideology
CNN
aligns with Richard
contributor.
Spencer,
It looks literally like Jabba the Hutt and that weird monkey thing. It's Jabba the Hutt and Zero the Hutt and that weird monkey thing from Return of the Jedi. I swear to God, that's...
Oh, the Kawaiian monkey lizard, Silicious
Yes!
Scrum.
Look at that! That is fucking... No, it's not even Zero the Hutt. It's the mother of Zero the Hutt. You want to kill Bobby
No,
with you?
she's not that big.
Just look at that face!
wow.
That is just... Oh God, that's an abomination.
No, Zero's mom is like much bigger and has weird starfish bugs crawling all over her.
Oh God, Billy Blogs is
Wouldn't
asking
be
what's
surprised if
terrifying
actually I
us.
saw that shit.
I'm going to everyone watching the stream. I'm going to show you because Billy Blogs wants to see. So hold him responsible for this.
This is your fault, Billy.
This is your fault,
Billy
Billy.
has just given everyone cancer.
Just look at that. Tell me that's not fucking Jabba or one of the fucking Hutts.
Why did you put it on screen, man?
Billy asked, so it's his fault. It's all on him.
Oh, fucking.
That's
Lord.
enough of that. I don't want to see it anymore. So, To Kill a Mockingbird. Not exactly a big thing in Australia for obvious reasons, but I've heard enough about it to understand that that it is an excellent piece of literature. Did you ever read it second?
Yeah, I read it at the
You're
beginning
required to
of
read it
my
in school,
sophomore
right?
year of high school.
Billy Blogs would just like to say he's sorry.
Yeah,
well.
Well, at
Fucking
least you
should be.
apologize, at least you apologize, Billy. And since we're not rabid leftists, I'm willing to forgive you.
I
But
haven't
never
apologized
fucking do
yet.
that again.
Well, the funny thing is, I would think another low-key reason they would cancel it is because it has, like, a narrative, don't believe all women. Since,
Ooh, yes.
literally the story is, like, a white woman accuses a black guy of raping her because she doesn't want her dad to think she fucked him consensually.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Makes kind of sense.
And so, like, Crowder actually parodied it during the Kavanaugh.
So my uneducated understanding of the plot is basically that it's bullshit and the hero of the story fights to prove that there is injustice being done against the black population and that's bad.
Yeah.
That would explain why they want it banned. They don't want people to know that in the 1960s there were people that thought that black people should have rights.
Yeah, basically.
That's exactly it.
Wait, when was it?
Well, it's time for me to get a copy of this book now that it's a banned book.
It was published in 1960.
Because I'm British and of a certain age, it meant that I actually had a very high quality education. Not so much now, but when I was a kid, very good education. So I had to read that at school.
Yeah.
We didn't read How to Kill a Mockingbird in Norway,
Considering
unfortunately.
it had,
we did see Of Mice and Men.
Yeah, we had to read Mice and Men, everything like that. We
Yeah.
read all those sort of books when I was at school.
Yep, as Billy Blogg
I
says,
can
To Kill a
grab it.
Mockingbird was against racism. These people are retarded. Don't insult retarded people like that, Billy.
Yeah.
But if you think about the time that I read it when I was at school, it's not like the UK and especially Scotland was full of black people. You know what I mean?
No.
Well, Bezic, you have to use the Michael Scott rule. You don't call a retarded person a retard. That's just bad taste. You call your friends retards when they're acting retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Correct.
Basically.
Same as
Basically.
Basically, frankly,
Yeah.
I am surprised.
nobody. You've never heard anything
Yeah.
like it.
So, even as totally reliable, completely infallible source Wikipedia tells us, the book covered themes such as Southern life and racial injustice, and class, courage and compassion, gender roles, laws, loss of innocence. And Harper Lee was white woman in the 1960s. Yeah, we don't.
and most importantly, false rape allegations from a woman.
So I'd say that's the two reasons they want to cancel it. One, false rape accusations by women were common enough in the 1960s that someone wrote a fucking book on it.
Yep.
And they don't want to admit that there were white people in the 60s who thought the black people were getting a raw deal.
Yep.
Well, that would undermine the whole their whole shtick.
You know why it's so difficult for women to identify the rapists, right?
Because women kiss with their eyes closed?
Eyes closed. Yeah, that's right.
No, but I actually remember that year of high school, I had to read so many books and short stories where the theme was racism bad that it's like, oh, well, we never told people that racism was bad before critical race theory. Yeah, bullshit.
Well, I mean, it's you guys know what a gollywog is, right?
What?
A
Yeah.
gollywog.
It's
Is that
basically
like the monster in Borderlands?
No, it's the black-faced, curly-haired doll common from the slave era that's also apparently been used as a racial epithet.
And actually, it was the logo of a jam company in the UK, right?
Yep.
When I was a kid. Now, I can assure you, I ate plenty of that jam, and you used to get like a token in the lid, and you collected up the tokens, and they'd send you a badge. Yeah.
Yep.
A pin, as the Americans would call it. And I saved those up when I was a little kid. I can assure you, I never, for 1 second in my entire life, thought that fucking doll was a black man because they don't look like black men.
Like,
Do you know what I mean? Like, as
Yeah,
a
Obviously, you have internalized racism.
unless somebody picked up that doll and went, "This is supposed to be a black guy," you wouldn't go, "Oh, that's
Well, the
just like
stupidest
that
thing
Nigerian guy who lives next door to me."
the
You
stupidest
suffer
thing
from
about it is,
colorblind racism.
what didn't they originate from the like slave classes making dolls for their kids that looked like their fucking kids? You know, like everyone else on the fucking planet has done since the dawn of fucking man.
Yeah, I mean that's my understanding. Yeah.
Billy Blogs remembers it, that you could get it if you saved up the stickers.
Well, I think we're of an age, man. Really.
Yeah.
Or I think you might be older than me.
That means old for
Just
people
go
who
back
don't
to
speak
talking
old.
about that awesome company that fucking plays Transformers music
Mhm.
or makes weapons.
Well, it again reminds me of the dumb fuckery in, unsurprisingly, Australia. We had a brand of cheese that was called Coon, but apparently that was racist,
Yeah.
despite the fact that the man who founded it was named Coon.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Like, friggin' hell.
Well,
No,
they could
sorry.
also just use it as an excuse
Oh,
because...
there you go, Will. To make you feel better, Billy Bloggs says that his mum told him.
Oh, fucking man. He's got no beard, so he's got no respect.
Says the guy with no beard.
Temporarily.
He's
Yeah, but he still don't have a beard.
Oil is temporarily beard challenged.
Yes.
Yes.
Follically. No, I mean, I made a conscious financial decision to lose my beard. There's a big difference between that and never having a beard at all. Because you're
You
morally weak.
sacrifice your beard for money. You're a sellout.
You sell out.
I just want to point out that it's a renewable resource, so it's not a big
Yes,
problem.
but it's a principle.
I don't have any principles. I'm in oil.
Exactly.
Frankly, you're a sellout, and I don't like it.
I mean,
Nah,
you're still.
oil is a good boy most
You
of the
look
time.
at
Yeah.
tattoos, they're not as good as they would swear, frankly.
Most of the time.
As long as it doesn't involve money, I'm pretty big.
So, in the segment one of the Lotus Eaters, which we are just finishing now, there was one last thing.
Oh yeah, fuck that's the thing.
Do you remember that thing that they were telling us that no one teaches in schools, critical race theory, and how no one's ever taught it in schools?
Yeah,
No,
myth that
of
is
course
by
they're not teaching.
conservative.
Well, when it comes to critical race theory, teachers should go on offence with inquiry. They should
What?
you know, the thing that they don't teach, they should now go on offence. Well, speaking of offence, I'm fucking offended. Screw off, you damned racist. Oh, California, well, there's your problem. Oh, speaking of people who look like fucking pedophiles.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. First post in a multi-part series.
Oh,
So-
God.
The new question of the week is a number of states have either passed or are considering legislation that would ban critical race theory, and in some cases, many types of lessons that teach about systemic racism. Yeah, we banned that in the 60s. Fuck off. How should educators
Dear
respond to
God,
these efforts?
Volume 1.
Yeah, so apparently they should go on offence with the thing that they haven't been teaching in schools.
Cancer. Absolute fucking cancer.
Third grade bilingual ELA teacher at Cesar Chavez Multicultural Academic Center on the southwest side of Chicago. Yeah, because that's something of value to society.
South side of Chicago. Did you know Tim grew up in the south side of Chicago?
Really?
Just like
Yeah.
we know how that Second's mother's a
Temple.
nurse.
Yeah.
I've actually heard that story just one time less than Second getting hit by a car.
My mom's a nurse, folks. She's a nurse.
Okay, so
And-
and what are you?
so this dumb bitch, who's allegedly a teacher, says that they're a teacher who cares deeply about
Allegedly.
the holistic development of my students and their preparedness to be skilled, knowledgeable, critical thinkers. So you're by indoctrinating them to hate themselves.
Yes.
Wait a second. They teach them critical race theory. They don't teach them critical thinking. If
Yeah,
they taught them
exactly.
critical thinking, they wouldn't.
But I thought they didn't teach
if they taught them
critical race
thinking,
theory
they
in
wouldn't
schools.
believe the others.
But I thought the
Yeah.
Republicans were crazy because they didn't teach critical race theories in schools. Like, rather than go on the defense about not teaching CRT, let's go on offense with inquiry. What do you think CRT is? The assumption that white people are evil and it's their fault that the black people aren't doing as well. That's what CRT is. And fucking go
If
ahead
you-
and
if you-
deny it.
If she was truthfully teaching critical thinking, then all her students would realize that she was telling them lies.
Well, she's also a fucking public school teacher. She's a third grade teacher. I'm sorry, but last time I fucking checked, 7-year-olds weren't known for their fucking critical thinking abilities. Or their thinking abilities in general.
Well, also, wait, scroll back up. Oh, wait, no, that's good. That's good. Let's
Oh.
go on the offensive.
And
Yeah,
did you know that Ben Shapiro's wife is a doctor?
She's a doctor, folks.
She's the doctor, folks. She's a doctor.
But, holy fuck. Like, this is fucking gaslighting. Like, it is. Like,
It is.
every time they're like,
Really?
offense with inquiry. What do you think it is? Why are you concerned about this? Like, they're acting like conservatives aren't being completely
Yep.
open and honest in listing out their reasons in
Yeah.
pedantic
Well, like,
detail.
listen to these questions. Why are you concerned about race conversations in schools? Because the race conversations you're having aren't the ones that stop racism. If racism in our public institution, next question, sorry. If racism in our public institutions is not systemic, where does it come from? Okay, firstly,
yeah.
what is it? That's fuck. I can't even remember the logical fallacy. But that's a logical fallacy because they are asserting that there is racism in our public institutions. They're asking where the racism in our public institutions comes from. No, because, again, they're assuming that there is racism in the public
Yeah,
institutions.
you're yet to prove there is.
Yeah, you're yet to prove there
The
is.
burden of proof is
And
on
do
you.
you know what
Definitely.
happens? When we research it, we're going to find that it's anti-white and anti-Asian.
Like they did in the UK.
Yes.
I'm okay with half of that.
Well, it's also like, it's also this assumption that every bug in the system is actually a feature. Like, no, it's so obvious that the system hates racism.
Sorry, but don't we have a Civil Rights Act? Hello. But what?
No, it's horrible racism and evil and every buzzword you can
Yes,
imagine.
because
Because,
treating black people as equal to white people is anti-black racism.
also it's racist, really cruel. Poor black people can't do things, I guess.
Yeah. So
I mean, I personally don't believe that shit.
None of the things.
this daft cunt goes on to ask, I wonder how we expect our students to compete with those of other nations when we as a nation are not committed to providing them with accurate records of its inception, development, and sustainment. Well, one, how the fuck is the inception of the pissing country relevant to competing with the rest of the world? Two, you said accurate records, you filthy fucking liar from your 16 project, fuck off.
Yeah, there were literally verified check marks on the 4th of July going, oh, we shouldn't celebrate. The War of Independence was fought to protect slavery.
Yeah.
Yeah, what fucking nonsense. It's not nonsense, it's nonsense.
It's nonsense by nonsense, so really you're
Yeah.
right on both accounts.
So the dumb bitch then says that they're committed to being a public educator that tells the truth. Well, why have you lied this entire fucking article? I want each one of my...
No, we haven't lied. We've just danced around the truth a bit.
Oh, no. We have fortified the truth.
Yes.
Yes. Now it's very, very fortified. Seriously, the Iron Warriors would be fucking impressed.
Ah, yes. This is like them going, oh, the Conservatives have accused us of saying the wall is white. That's not true. Failing to mention that they said the wall was ivory.
Which is another form of white, but hey, never mind.
Yeah, teach it anyway. Oh, I thought that you didn't teach it. Jennifer Gillot is a member of the Chippewa Cree tribes. Uh-huh. Righto. So, that's relevant. In May, my school district school board courageously approved the teaching of the text All American Boys to high school sophomores. Okay, let's have a look at this book. From the world's most reliable source, Wikipedia. Let's see what they have to say about it.
Let's go full Vosh.
Oh,
I'm a Wikipedia scholar.
can you read it and...
The book tells the story of two teenage boys, Rashad
admitting.
Butler and Quinn Collins, as they handle racism and police brutality in their community. It's a fictional book. Suck a dick. The novel has gained attention in recent years due to becoming the third most banned book of 2020, due to its inclusion of anti-police messages, alcohol, drug usage, and profanity.
You see, they would say you're wrong. Well, it's not a fictional book, it's a book of fiction. But they won't say that, you know.
Yeah. The book follows two characters, Rashad Butler and Quinn, whose surname they've dropped for some fucking reason, as they navigate racism. The novel switches between the perspective of a black boy, Rashad, written by Jason Reynolds, and a white boy, Quinn, written by Brendan Keeley. Rashad is a 16-year-old who is assaulted by a white police officer in a convenience store. Oh, would that be like the dumb bitch who got shot by a white police officer while she was actively stabbing a black girl? Assaulted by a white police officer.
No. It was a peaceful interaction between kids.
Well, the good news is, it does actually make the book a little closer to reality, because there's exactly as much truth in this incident as there is in 99% of police brutality claims.
Neat. I suppose.
Yeah, this does sound like some of the comics that SJW's just put out in response to Melancholy Poet. Like, that's exactly what this is. This is crap. I'm not a complete fucking Fruit Loop, so I don't have weird fetishes like this. But isn't this like some kind of self-humiliation fetish that these people seem to have?
It
Seems
really
like it.
does. It really does.
Yeah. So they approve teaching the text of a book that tells the story of a fictionalized event, right, about white privilege and racial oppression. Okay,
They get
again,
off on victim
where the fuck is my white privilege check? Hurry up.
I've been waiting a long time for my white privilege check too. I want my money to do stuff I want to do, but no. People say, "Hey, I'm entitled to it." Apparently, so.
Yep, it is a story told from multiple points of view about police brutality. Yeah, fictional police brutality. Are you sure Sean King didn't write this?
Oh yeah, wait, didn't Sean King actually get called out for being a white guy?
Yeah, he did.
Well, he's certainly not a fucking black man. I'm sure the president
no.
of Nigeria would have a
parents are
lot to
German.
say about it.
No, he's trans race, guys. He's
Yeah, he's
totally a black
transracial.
guy. He's the first trans race guy, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God forbid we do something racist, like judging people by the
pronouns-
content of their character.
Yeah, his pronouns are he, him, Afro.
Bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna say his are
Core.
knee and I'm not gonna do that.
N-I-N.
Right, so let's listen to the utter
Have
stupidity.
you ever had gears in your knees before? Really painful and annoying.
Have you
So,
ever had what?
Ever had gears in your knees before?
the fuck are you on about, Trim?
No, but I've had staples in my knees before.
I'm making an N-word joke because what happens if you put gears behind knee
Trim,
and you
behave.
say quickly?
You get banned off YouTube, that's what happened.
Yes. And let's not do that. So, stupid
Aw.
dumb bitch read Montana Superintendent of Public Instruction Elsie answers
I like
plan.
it. I like how I make a offhanded joke like hinted to it, and you're like, it'll get us banned off of YouTube. It's like, but stupid fucking bitch right here.
Yes,
That's
but
okay.
it's not transphobic or racist. I'm being
Oh, yeah.
sexist, that's the difference.
Yeah, and they're lower on the intersectional stack, so it's fine.
Exactly, and if they want to try and ban me, I'll tell them I'm a woman.
Oh god, yeah.
Right.
I become a woman only when it benefits me.
So, when she read the ban, shock, disgust, fear, and anger consumed her. Yeah,
Oh
because
my God.
her race is the only aspect of her personality.
Shock, disgust, and horrible things, and she embraced the dark side and became the
Yep.
one
How
true
could a
Lord of the
state whose constitution literally upholds the distinct and unique cultural heritage of the American Indians and is committed in its educational goals to the preservation of their cultural integrity suddenly ban education of the historical and contemporary impacts of systemic racism, oppression, and genocide? Hold on a second, I thought we were talking about critical race theory. Did you guys hear that whooshing sound? That was the goalposts going flying past.
Really? Huh. How vibrant.
Yep.
Yeah, it's such a Mott and Bailey, it's ridiculous.
I don't
Like-
even know what that means.
It's basically goalpost shifting.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Well, you know what? Let's find out exactly what it is because I have access to the internet. Which might surprise you because who'd have thought the guy live streaming might have internet access?
Really?
Would have thought people in Australia
I thought it
have
was the
internet
magic of the invisible penis.
Well, I'm surprised that I can stream and talk to you fuckers on Discord at the same time.
access. Well, soon enough they'll have to close that because they discover a way that you may spread the virus through the internet.
Oh,
Yeah, Joe
shit.
Biden got ahead of that. Joe Biden wearing masks in Zoom meetings.
Yeah. So, the Mott and Bailey fallacy is a form of argument and informal fallacy, where an arguer conflates two positions which share similarities, one modest and easy to defend, the mot, and one much more controversial, the bailey. The arguer advances the controversial position, but when challenged, they insist they are only advancing the more modern position. So it sounds like the reverse of a straw man.
Okay. That kind of makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it's basically like
By equating an
The-
attack on the bailey with an attack on the mot. Yeah.
the Bailey is in this instance is critical race theory, which was the more controversial one. And when challenged on that, they're like, "Oh no, we're just teaching that racism is bad and that slavery happened."
Which is
But
clearly not what
They're
they're
already
doing.
teaching that in schools, so you don't need to do that. It's fine.
Yeah. And
You really don't need that shit.
yes, but what they want to do is spend 3 years talking about all the bad things that were done during slavery, and then tell them that the Civil War never happened. That the black people magically freed themselves from slavery.
No. They're still enslaved to this day.
Oh yeah, that's right. They never had freedom.
Yeah.
The police is just it's the thing that was invented by Americans to keep
Slave
slaves in
control.
check.
Despite the fact that the police was actually invented in England to keep the dock workers in check.
And you had police everywhere before you had it in America. Come on.
But it was literally invented in England. I'm pretty sure you can, even Wikipedia says that.
Bring back the Chad constabulary.
Yes, bring back the constabulary. Let's...
Nice.
You hear a tapping sound?
Yeah, it's just Cap's connection being weird.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Sorry,
Cap
lads.
typing.
No, I'm not typing. It's just
Oh.
weird noises.
Hmm.
I'm playing around because my conspiracy board finally arrived.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Right, so...
I'll actually be able to lay out the plan for videos and. I'll be-
Okay, so it turns out I was wrong about partially. The first centrally organised and uniformed police force was created by the government of King Louis XIV in 1667 to police the city of Paris. Yes,
Oh.
but then London did it properly.
Yeah.
When was it? When they got Robert Peel in, yeah. In 1829. So,
I remember back in 1829 when I first ran for Senate.
1667. What was America doing in 1667?
Busy subjugating black people?
Don't think there were any black people in America in 1667.
But
Well, no, they
know,
were because the
Kang-
1619
was
project
after
was.
16.
Yeah, so they keep telling us.
They was Kangs. They was Kangs, yo.
Yep.
Yes, and said Kangs sold said people into slavery.
One of the funnier ones to me was I know Jesus wasn't white, but the whole Jesus was black. Was Jesus and
Yep.
shit.
Well, here you guys. Here's some other examples. The Assize of Arms from 1252 required the appointment of constables to summon men-at-arms to quell breaches of the peace and to deliver offenders to the sheriff or reeve. 1252. And what was America doing in 1252? It was a bunch of Indians running around killing each other. And occasionally getting stoned in the woods.
Unto the
You know what's my favorite thing?
Or tripping out in the woods. They had peyote.
People on Twitter saying, "Don't call yourself an Indian unless you're an American native."
Oh my god.
Are you an
What if
American
you're
native?
actually just an Indian though? What if you're
Yep.
from India?
The
Are
Roman...
you an
It doesn't matter.
American,
The wokest
Native
of
American?
people are homophobic.
And
Second-
even back in the Roman Empire, they
About
had the
130
vigiles, who act as night watchmen and firemen, whose duties included apprehending thieves and robbers. Capturing runaway slaves, going to the bars at night, and stopping disturbances of the police. Is this where they get their bullshit about the police being there to stop and capture the
No.
police?
They're talking about America itself. They're not going all the way back to that.
Yeah, but America sure as fuck did not invent the concept of a force of men in uniform who went around belting the fuck out of criminals and slaves.
Also, like, slave patrols were essentially like
They were basically
mercenaries.
bounty hunters.
Pretty much.
Slave Patrol was
they
like Thought Patrol on steroids.
slave patrol wasn't a thing established by the state. The free market sorted it out.
Don't tell them that. They'll come for capitalism.
They
already
already
do.
come for capitalism.
Yep, so
But
this stupid woman who thinks she's a Native American goes on to tell us that the decree
Elizabeth Warren?
perpetuates white privilege and power over the lands and resources that the tribes maintain for future generations. I'm fucking sorry. Who gave you the reservations? Who gave you the fucking reservations, you stupid dumb bitch?
Well, it was their land. You stole it in the first place and you had to give it back.
Well, maybe we should have just kept it.
I don't get about, like, stolen lands. Like, you lost it.
Second, did you give her the thingy before
Are
you
we
got
gonna
hit by a car?
complain now that, oh no, India is stolen land from the British Empire? Come on.
come on, man.
And many times they didn't even, like, get conquered. They just sold it.
Corn Pop. He
Yep.
sold it.
So, how should educators respond to this assault on truth and equity in American public education? Not an assault on truth, because you're the ones lying. As an American Indigenous woman, oh wow! Clap, clap for the handicapped, who's been teaching for 16 years, mostly on the Flathead Indian Reservation. Right, so a Native American woman on Native American land has been teaching in a Native American school to Native Americans, and somehow this is a white people problem.
Seems like it.
Well, yes, of course.
It's logical.
Yeah. So, she says, I believe teachers should respond with protest. Teach it anyway. Yeah, sure, we'll fire you all. Who cares? Clearly you're of no value to the kids. Teachers should continue to select carefully reviewed critical race theory aligned curriculum, and they should continue teaching it anyway. Right, the key word here, I think, is continue, but I thought they weren't teaching it, so they lied to us.
No, they couldn't.
Really? They lie and they cheat? How? Wow, I'm shocked. Can you tell how shocked and surprised I am? I mean, they're the arbiters of honesty and nobility.
They wouldn't
And
lie.
the thing is, like, the left does not stand for that kind of shit when it comes to, like, young Earth creationism or whatever. Like,
Oh, this is fucking fantastic. Sorry to interrupt, guys. I've just been reading this. The truth is that privilege exists and has existed in this world for a long time, including during the first conflicts between European Christians and Muslims, when Europeans stripped Muslims of their resources. The Muslims in
what?
fucking France! What the fuck are
Crusades!
you on about, you
What's
daft
the
bitch?
foundation? You fucking reject.
Well, I mean, what right had the Christians to go in and liberate France from the Muslims?
I mean, we could
Because the Christians are already there.
The land was theirs. They claimed it. It was theirs.
Yeah, but then we.
Well,
claimed it back.
the French were the indigenous
you don't
population cap. You've got to give it back to the indigenous, which are sadly the French.
No, it's the Muslims. The Muslims are naturally born in France. Don't you know?
Yes.
I mean, look at France today. If it wasn't a Muslim country, why would it be so brown and majority Muslim?
That sounds like
it's nearly
racism to
majority
me.
Muslim.
That sounds like racism. Cancel.
Yep. Clearly. Apparently saying that Muslims aren't native to France is racism.
Based.
Yep. Hey, I'm just quoting what I'm hearing, so you know.
There are. I mean, like if you go to like Marseille, you know, Marseille's like I don't know if it's like I think maybe it's like the third largest city in France. I can't remember. But we had contractors, a technical contractor that operated out of Marseille, and we went there. Jesus, I mean, for a high density population city, you would think it was in the Middle East. Do you know what I mean? Never seen anything like it in a European city, and it also oddly has Europe's highest rape incident of any country, any city in Europe.
How
Also,
vibrant.
I mean, I'm sure
those.
those. I'm not. I am not in any way suggesting those two things correlate. I'm just saying that it's had a steep decline in the number of white women going to university there.
Really? Well, isn't that a good thing? Depending on what side you are on the aisle.
What women not going to university full stop, or
Yeah, that's a good
yeah.
thing.
Apparently, according to
It's a
the
good thing.
religion of peace.
I'm totally in favor of women going to university as long as it's for kitchen studies.
I'm just saying, like, after
I'll say it now, and Trim will agree with me.
Minor and ironing.
Men are better at cooking than women.
Yes.
Look,
No.
I'm just saying with all this,
unless
shit,
you're a mother, because nobody can fucking
Oh yeah, absolutely.
cook better than your mother. But then again,
Men are better at chefing than women. Women are
Yeah.
better at making food.
yes.
fuck, I should go
Yes.
over to my parents for dinner.
There's a
tonight.
difference between restaurant food and home food,
Yes.
Yes.
and also a third
Well,
difference.
not unless you're.
A third difference to describe whatever the fuck Harry was trying to make when he made that omelette.
God.
Because if you saw the picture of that,
I've seen
That
the picture, but it feels
is
like it
not
would
an
have been
omelet.
tasty.
It's an abomination.
there's
I
so
don't.
much liquid. Where's all that liquid come from? It's just some mushrooms and then some egg. All he's got is egg and mushroom. Where's all that liquid come from?
The egg.
I mean,
No.
oil.
You can get a really fucking wet omelet if you use too much milk, or if you use milk that is mostly just skim milk.
Milk?
No,
Yes.
No, there's clear
Facts-
liquid in the. There's clear liquid in the pan.
Look,
Like, Ibri's got
skim
about an
milk.
inch of oil in
skip.
there.
Fuck skim milk. Skim milk is water pretending to be milk. That is all.
Yes,
God,
it
you
is.
fucking stole it, Bezic.
It's heresy. It is called heresy, and we don't approve of that. If you're
Yeah,
gonna use
well, I
milk,
mean,
use full fat
Return
milk,
to
because
tradition
that
of full
shit
cream
is
milk.
bullshit.
so between the heresy, the choir coming for our kids, the like new invasion of France from Islamo-leftism, critical race theory, are you guys on board with like a new crusade now?
Yeah.
Well,
What do you mean?
My-
We've
my
been on a
biggest-
new crusade for years.
my biggest fear is that me shaving off my beard allowed that choir to happen.
What- the
I wonder if
You're
I
too
by
powerful
shaving.
for your own good.
good news.
I'm
The
just
video
wondering
came
if
You know,
out.
shaving
like
my
the
beard-
butterfly effect moment.
I just worried that shaving my beard off reduced the average masculinity of the planet just enough that was able to occur.
Well, the good news is it's not your fault. The video was released before you committed the heresy.
All right, that's fine. I noticed that Callum did call it heresy on the day as well.
Do not.
Before he, I don't know if everybody noticed, but before he played the video, he said, "What is this heresy?"
Return of the Christ.
What are you talking about?
I did know.
Yeah. Just before he he sort of looked over and squinted and went, "What's this heresy?" And then they played the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the correct response, though.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, but
Little faggot son.
wait. So we can actually say the faggot word now.
No, we shouldn't say that.
Technically not.
So
My
why
bad.
can you guys say it and not me?
Because we're not supposed to. It's naughty if anyone says it.
Because I was being a fucking idiot.
Well,
Yes.
I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm just gonna let
Yeah.
that one slide. I'm
Right.
gonna be the bigger man.
So apparently in late June, some fuckwit wrote, And this is a prime example of the Mott and Bailey fallacy. People are conflating critical race theory with history. You're really protesting the teaching of history in schools. And just because that history makes so uncomfortable, that doesn't make it any less true.
The fucking mob. Nobody is saying don't teach history.
No, we're saying teach what was being taught in the 80s and 90s, not this bullshit you fuckwits have come up with now. And here's where it gets really fucking dumb. Growing up, a lot of us were taught... Fuck.
Oh my god.
Hell,
That oil
what the
guy.
hell portal is the... what you're
Okay,
going
let
into?
me know when Oil's free from the Hell Portal, because I've just had to mute him for the guys in stream. So, growing up, a lot of us were taught a singular perspective of history. Columbus discovered America, correct. The Pilgrims landed on Plymouth and settled. Happened. The 13 colonies, yeah, that was a thing. The American Revolution, yeah, that happened. The Civil War, yep. Both World Wars, yeah, there were people that were there. And the Civil Rights Movement, there are definitely people alive today who were there. We learned them in a disconnected way. No, as though we were buckets to be filled with facts. Well, that's the problem with modern schooling in general. In a nutshell, this was our understanding of the United States history. Right.
So what's the complaint here?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, we were taught all these things, but we weren't told that we should rise up because of it.
Yeah. I imagine many of you have broadened your scope of history
Rebellion.
to include multiple perspectives. Native Americans, enslaved and formerly enslaved Africans. Yet we covered the discovery of the country and the Civil War, you fuckwit. South and East Asian Americans. Yes, we remember the Chinese and the gold mines and on the rail lines.
Yeah.
Members of the
was
LGBTQIA community. Who didn't fucking exist 40 years ago, fuck off. Well, maybe the LG existed 40 years ago, but not in any of this new made-up attention-seeking bullshit.
Unless
Oh,
you look to Rome.
the B as well.
That have historically been fuck me, these people can't speak English properly and they're allegedly teachers.
Good.
That have
Allegedly.
been historically left out of our country's narrative by people in power. Textbook publishers, educate. Yes, they were left out because they're not fucking important.
Footnotes in history.
I'm sorry, but the Chinese gold miner who fell in the river and drowned, not exactly relevant to
the river in Lego City.
Yeah,
Also,
not exactly relevant to the founding of the nation.
Also, I'm not even fucking British, but I remember learning about Alan Turing in school.
To be fair as well, if a Chinese guy falls into a river full of gold, it is quite difficult to see him.
I mean, gold shines. That's
No,
what
it's yellow.
no, gold shines. Chinese people don't shine.
Yeah, right. So here's how.
I mean, unless they're like sweaty from working
Or
in
radioactive.
the gold oil. Or radioactive.
No, wait, that's definitely shit.
So
Like most people from Hong Kong are right now.
I think the average Chinese person isn't irradiated yet.
yes, give them time. Their nuclear program's not going well.
Well, yeah, they're irradiated in the Hong Kong area because of that fucking leak.
Hong Kong doesn't exist, remember?
Ah, yes, I'm sorry.
How dare you?
You mean Taiwan and West Taiwan?
Yeah, it's kind of funny to think about. It's so weird. They actually call the entirety of Taiwan something different.
No,
looking
no,
forward
that
to,
no. Let's be fair to Taiwan. It's an insult to Taiwan to call China what, like, East Taiwan,
West
Yeah,
Taiwan.
West Taiwan.
Greater
I
Taiwan.
am
As an
still
American,
looking forward to
I'm
Taiwan
very
BTFOing China.
The American is the geography master.
Well, as dumb whore McFuckwit tells us, should you stop teaching US history from multiple perspectives because you're white, racist? That's a racist statement. Parents and legislators are angry. Right, so tell me about the black kids and black parents who were screaming about how this was bullshit. Their anger stems
Yeah.
from
Well,
ignorance.
there were-
No.
They've just
You
got
were just
internalized.
imagining.
They've got internalized white supremacy. That's why.
Also, like,
No, they have whiteness. That's what it is.
it's also
Whiteness.
like this is bulverism. Like, address the argument. Stop making up motivations for it. in the
Like, at this
assumption that-
point, it's not even the Mott and Bailey, it's the Mott and the fucking space station.
No, this is a different thing called bulverism.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not familiar with it. So, look, the stupid bitch finally gets to what her problem is. If you choose not to amplify these previously erased points of view, okay, sure, you're erasing your students. No, erasing people is what the Germans did in the 40s. Pay attention, you illiterate fuckwit who is teaching children.
And they didn't erase them; just gassed them and burned them.
Well, I mean, it's also like
Nice enough. Just because they weren't efficient at the burning.
No, but they didn't deny that they didn't deny the Jews existed.
Well, they tried to. Did try to erase them though.
No,
Yeah,
just
but
said
they
killed
failed.
dogs.
well, I mean, it's also like there is
But
one.
they didn't
thing
erase them. They tried to remove them. There's a difference between
There is-
removal and erasure. To erase someone, you have to deny that they ever existed.
Now, I'm sure they would have done
Really?
that once they got rid of them all.
No,
I
but
think
I-
they were quite. I think they were quite proud of getting rid of them all.
Well, I think
would have been.
that obviously I think was done with the LGBs, right, in the past. But the problem is, that's already been like erased. Like, what do you want us to do about it? Oh, teach the 14th century from a queer perspective.
I mean,
yeah,
I have to say,
I have to ask this.
That
to
sounds
the
like
American.
teaching the 14th century from the French perspective.
Can I ask the American a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, since you are, exposed to this kind of retardation on a daily basis, you have a higher chance of knowing what the fuck is going on. What the hell is this Juneteenth thing I've heard a lot about?
It's like the day when like the last slaves were freed or something.
Okay.
I'm not too bothered by it. It's just kind of
When the
It's
last ones got away.
basically a tokenistic
Freed-
thing. It wasn't.
Well, it
they
doesn't.
were freed by
in
freed by Republicans. And now the holiday's been put in place by Democrats. That's standard stuff.
I mean, like it's basically a tokenistic thing. It's like it's a non-issue.
Well,
like, it wasn't
that's
a
it.
big
It's,
deal before
it,
people
it,
made a
it,
big
if it's
deal.
to celebrate the last slaves being freed, doesn't sound like a bad thing. If they just stop murdering people to celebrate it, wouldn't be a fucking issue.
Can they block a ambulance by twerking
Yes,
on it?
yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god.
So
I honestly like.
But
I've-
that's reasonable because in America, ambulances are private business. So
Well, so that video of the people
depends on your
twerking
city,
on
but
the
yeah.
That video of people twerking on the ambulance, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion have changed my mind. I used to also that gay guy like twerking at the climate protests in the US or whatever. They've changed my mind. I used to think that flossing was the stupidest dance ever invented. Now I think it's twerking.
Twerking
is
isn't a
answer
dance,
that's
it's an
never
abomination.
involved humanity.
I just
Well,
I
hang
also-
on,
I also-
don't be racist, guys. This is African American culture you're criticizing. here.
My ass it is.
That's not
I just
culture.
I still wonder who looks at that and goes, I'd like to fuck that girl. I just no.
How do people think twerking is hot? It's just been ruined.
Because their
Complete- I don't
standards
know.
are that fucking low that anyone who can move the top and bottom half of their body independently is attractive.
Christ.
Yeah. So, this is why this stupid bitch thinks that you'll erase your students. You'll erase the kid who has a desire to learn about their indigenous ancestry. Who fucking cares? Also, you are aware that there's libraries and shit. We've got the internet.
That libraries and shit.
If
Well,
they want,
also,
if they want to learn
how
about
is-
their indigenous history, they can do that. But is it relevant to everybody that it needs to be taught as part of the class? Sorry, second. Go on.
well, it's also like she's conflating that with critical race theory.
Yes, which again, it's not. Again, Mott and Bailey.
So it's
Then-
like if Native American history and culture is like taught, like that's not what conservatives are objecting to.
Yeah. No, it's not. And then she's like, the kid who wants to know why their grandparents were in an internment camp in 1942. I'm sorry, just because you're a dumb bitch who doesn't read and has no fucking idea what they're doing doesn't mean that every teacher's that fucking useless. It's quite simple. There's this thing called Pearl Harbor.
And the Japanese, before they invented hentai. What?
Yes. Well, and the kid
Sorry, I
who needs
just
to
had to.
understand why people with their skin color were emancipated, but their lives didn't improve. Okay, you go ask Ben Carson about how he's not been successful. Tell me more about how Barack Obama is still homeless, living on the street like he was when he was born.
Yeah, that's horrible. Poor
Is
Obama.
she-
He never
is
got
seriously
far.
arguing that black people's lives didn't improve since slavery.
Yeah.
She is legitimately arguing
seriously
that
the
their
argument
lives
she's
are
making.
no better after the ending of slavery.
Yeah, but seriously, guys, just think about it. Obama is couldn't find a woman. He had to go with like Michael. Fucking- So yeah, it's
Stop
pretty
dead
fucking
naming.
low. It's
Stop
pretty
dead
low.
naming Trim.
It's my religion. Yes, it's my religion.
Yeah, so the dumb bitch goes on to say, if you're teaching kids our country's history from opposite perspectives, this is not harming kids. Again, it's not about teaching history. It's about critical race theory, which is not history. Jesus fucking Christ. Teaching the entire scope of US history, the good, the bad, and the ugly is your job, and many of you are doing it well. Yeah, the ones who aren't teaching critical race theory are doing a good job.
Weird.
The only harm who is being done is to those students whose histories continue to be erased. The only history anyone's trying to erase is fuckwits like you wanting to erase American history.
That's a good.
But
movie, by the way.
America's racist. Of course, we should erase the history.
Has anyone seen the movie American History X? That's a really good movie, by the way.
Oh, it gets fucking dumber. P.S. Notice I never once used the term critical race theory in my letter to you other than quoting the inimitable Mr. Reynolds. That's because, like you said, you don't teach it, you teach history. But you've just said you teach it, you daft cunt.
She thinks she got a gotcha on you. Just let her have it. Just let her have it.
I'm sorry, just because you don't use the term genocide doesn't... It's like Mr. Hitler. Mr. Hitler never once said genocide the Jews in his letter. But that's what he fucking did.
Yeah, but he said a glass of juice, not gas to Jews.
Ah, shit.
Well, don't you guys know? Like, no, it's perfectly fine. No, we're not teaching Nazism in the classroom. Yeah, we're teaching that Jews are parasites that have infected society, and that
But
they
we're
should
not
be
teaching Mein Kampf.
extinguished, and that we need a final solution to preserve and glorify the Aryan race. But we haven't read Mein Kampf in class or anything, so we're not teaching Nazism.
No, we just looked at the life and documentary of Hitler. Completely different. Boy.
Right, so
Very sad.
we've finally got
Hungry?
through the destruction of Western civilization from segment 1. Hi, I hope you enjoyed this segment from the Sultans of Shadilay podcast.
If you like this segment, please click like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out the full podcast in the description below.